Hey guys, welcome back to Clay with Bae. This is, I think, our fifth episode, and we're finally winding down here on basically creating our first email, which was the goal of this whole series. We're probably going to do some more complicated stuff after this video too, but at this point, we are going to take all of the data that we've gleaned. There might still be a couple data points that we need to clear up, but I wrote this framework after the last episode to help people make it easier to do copywriting that at least is as good as some of the agentic um, apps that you guys have heard of. Like, it's not an email that I'm gonna like. We're not gonna generate entirely with AI an email that's like, whoa, dude, that's the best email I've ever read. But this is a great prospect discovery type email where you're trying to get your message out to the market. And I think that people do tend to overthink copywriting. So that's what this framework is meant to help with. You're going to basically tell AI, hey, what are all the publicly available relevant data points to this prospect? Growth, headcount, hiring, LinkedIn profile, industry dependent things. And then ideally, even before this, I added this a little late. Look at your own customer lists and the time of buying, the reasons for buying, and find out what made them buy. And then I like to use Manus for this, use an AI and have it generate the reasons for buying and potential emails. And then we transfer some of that data to context that we'll use in Clay, right? I unfortunately don't have that. And so you're just gonna have to trust me that these emails would be better if I had some of that sales data. I think that maybe next, because it would just be so much better, we will create some stuff using some copywriting, not just stuff, using my own sales calls, right? And then, so basically we're going to use those data points, feed them into a Clay agent prompt. And then we're going to give it a framework that we like, Josh Braun, Jed Marley, I think, and maybe a couple others, and tell it to generate a completely unique message based on this person's role, the company, location, headcount, growth, all that kind of stuff, using Claygen, right? And then we're going to incorporate finally our offer into the email. We're not going to chat with AI for 30 to 60 minutes, but you should definitely do at least that.
How how much time do you think it's gonna take?
Now, what we're going to do is literally just tell AI, like, hey, come up with a short offer for this company. I do sort of regret that we didn't spend more time on coming up with an offer. So what you would do is you would use all your sales calls and context to generate an offer. Like, we're just gonna say, what is an example of a great product-led offer for Clio or Practice Panther, okay? Or or right? And then we're just going to assume that this is the result of the sort of groundwork and talking back and forth, not just with AI, but with other humans, that you would need to do either with your client or with your team to generate good copywriting, right? For Stellar Growth, the offer might be, we will launch you a fully multi-channel, AI augmented cold email, LinkedIn, and cold calling system within 30 days without you having to hire anyone or add any bloated tech stack to your company. So that's just an example of one. And sort of the unique selling proposition that we have at Stellar Growth these days is that we'll do multi-channel. We have found that when you add calling and LinkedIn and potentially even mailers, depending on the industry, to the mix, you can at least double the amount of replies that you're getting. And what I found over the last 2 years, without going too far into this, is basically that people don't put enough thought into the follow-ups and tracking down interested replies. They're not dogged enough. And like, I myself have responded and been sold on something that someone like generated me some lead magnet, like 3 or 4 emails down the line, and potentially even like a LinkedIn message into the selling process. So that's what we're, yeah, that's more context than you need, but that's hopefully helpful. Okay. So Practice Panther offers a free for life version. Okay, well, great. I need like a Hormozy style offer. So I need it phrased in a Hormozy style. Why Hormozy? I just think he has a great offer framework. Hormozy style, please. And so yeah, we find that when we work with companies and even ourselves initially, like there's very rarely a good offer like with actual specific time frames and results and risk reversal. If you're a company that has like at least 100 customers, you should absolutely have an offer. It's no excuse. Don't work with an agency before you at least spend a couple hours talking internally about what is the offer, what is the best thing or piece of our service that we can offer for free to our customers that other competitors can't do, right? Like for Stellar Growth, it's generally like either a 2 to 3 hour discovery period where like we'll help you audit your systems and then give you the exact system that you can run with your current team without things falling apart. In the past, it was also like we'll set you up a free signal monitoring system that will like, hey, just invite us to your Slack. We'll sign an NDA and we'll push the signal that's unique to your industry to the Slack channel. And oh, by the way, if you want us to help you set up the whole thing and actually send emails or outreach based on this signal, like we'll do that for you. So those are some examples. Let's see. No, I need you to phrase this as an offer. It's still not understanding. Please phrase this as an offer framework. We do X for Y within A using B without, C. I don't know. That's like the offer framework. And I just like, I know we're harping on this a lot for a Clay episode, but the goal of Clay is quite often to launch Outbound. And I feel like people think more about the data and they think more about how cool their Clay workflow is than they do spend time on coming up with language that other humans are going to read and think about. So, okay. This is really annoying. Okay, we help solo practitioners manage their entire law practice for free forever using cloud-based practice management software with your first 3 clients included. And you're without paying a dime until you actually grow. So that's like great. We help law firms streamline their entire practice within 7 days using cloud-based. I really like the Practice Panther one. If someone who works there can tell me if this is actually something they could offer, great. Okay, so what's the email copywriting framework? Let me just quickly catch up here. So here's the body, right? Curious if you're feeling that somewhere between attorney 4 to 6. We help solo practitioners manage their entire law practice for free forever using cloud-based management software with your first 3 clients included. And then I don't like the language here. You won't pay a dime until you actually grow. Free forever. With your first, you won't pay a dime until. I'm curious if you're feeling that practice management mess yet, or if you figured something out. So like this is fine. This is a decent email framework that we could use. Okay, what data points does this use? Practice location, like service type around your size. Say this is like a little redundant. Around your size, say case management comes up somewhere around attorney number. So like number of attorneys, right? And we were figuring that out last time. So here's the data points we need. We help solo practitioners, and that's not really solo practitioners. Do we have the wrong targeting then? Okay, this is fine. We don't need to say solo practitioners. We help personal injury firms like yours manage their entire. And what I might do here also is like case study injury firms like case study companies manage their entire law practice for free using the software with your first few clients. Okay, so this is unchanging. So this, I'm gonna just quickly put this in yellow. This does not change, so we need to spin tax this. What is spin taxing? It is changing the language, I'll show you, of the email, basically. This is unique enough or unique enough that I think we can consider this like a clay variable. And this is also like pretty static. So this is one way to phrase the email. The other way we're gonna do the email is basically give it all the data points and tell it to write an email on its own. And I think with these two email variations, one, we're controlling this one. We are saying this is exactly how we want the email to be. The other body, option 2, sorry. Let's just put it here. Option 2, AI generated email based on role, company age, size, location, etc. Okay, we'll get there. We're gonna get there at least in the next 20 minutes, okay? So what I'm gonna focus on, since we already have this email ready to go, like we could pop this right into Clay right now. And our goal was within like a couple hours, hit our first email written. And so we can do that. So we know how many owners or partners there are, which is great. I'm gonna condense the job openings a little bit for a second. And we're just gonna add, we're not gonna use, so we need no enrichment here. If you already know what your email looks like, and really you have all the variables controlled, what you are going to do, no, it's text, not formula. We're going to add a text column. We're gonna consider this email 1. Any questions so far, by the way?
No.
Are you feeling
I'm
lost?
excited to see how you would generate the other email.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get there. Let's edit the column. And I'm just gonna put this language in here. Do we have location yet? Location is probably something that we're going to need to control. So most location, we're just gonna leave this in here for now. We need to colloquialize it. So basically, right now the format of location is city state. That sounds robotic as hell. Most city state service type firms, that does not make sense. So since these are all personal injury firms, we're just gonna put this in here. Most location, personal injury firms around your size, say case management becomes a mess somewhere between attorney number.
Did we spin tax it?
We will.
Oh, okay.
We're getting there. This is step 1. Just see what this email looks like in Clay. Attorney number. Let's see. Owner practice. Let's see. What is it? Owner partner number count. And okay, this is interesting because we need to technically add 1 to this so that it sounds relatable, right? Partner owners count and partners owner count plus 1. So we'll have to do that. So we'll call this count plus 1 for now. We help personal injury firms like, let's just go grab one. Let's go to Practice Panther. Let's go grab a quick case study of like a decently small company. Case studies. This is also a great place to get language for your emails, is the case study. What was that? That was their little boop boop. So we want like a small company. On a small company. Like how big are these companies? We want to, okay, perfect. Law firm size 5. That's beautiful. Right around the size we're dealing with. Genly Law. Okay. Like Genly Law. Manage their entire practice for free forever using cloud-based practice management software. You won't pay a dime until you actually grow. I'm going to put that as a PS line, even though when you have some extra offer language like this, PS, you won't pay a dime until you actually grow. And since this is product led, I'm actually going to change the call to action to okay, so if the client already has a product led growth flow, we could just ask them, hey, can I send you the link? Can I send you a link to sign up is a little aggressive. So we'll just leave something like, would you be interested in trying it out? That's something we can do. So for now, what do we need to do? We need to go normalize location, and we need to add a variable for owner and partner count +1. Okay, so it's going to look a little messy right now, but this is basically the email we want to generate. Okay, here's another formula we're going to create for, see, a formula. So we're going to call it owner partner counts +1. Beautiful. Okay. This is fine. Adjusted owners count. We're just going to fix this email while we're here. And adjusted owners count. Now we need to go fix the location to just city. That might be too specific. Let's see. Most personal injury firms, that might be too specific. Most I don't know if location has anything to do with this. So I'm just gonna leave it out for now. Like, if you were in a hurry, you now have an email that you can send to every company between 2 and like 10 lawyers, but it's not spin tax, right? So we're gonna do that. And I found that, what's it called? Claude and ChatGPT, which we usually use in here, are not that great at spin taxing, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so let's read it through. Most personal injury firms around your size say, how would I switch this around? We could say something like around, between attorney number 3 and 4, most personal injury firms. I'm trying to switch it around so that, like, when you get the email preview, it's going to be like the first 7 to 10 letters, or sorry, first 7 to 10 words are going to show up first. So, do we really care? How do we get people to open this? Do we need to really optimize it?
Maybe the subject line?
The subject line is a way to get people to open it, but the subject line has, especially if it's very specific, it has to be very tied to the first couple words that they read in the actual body of the email. We're just going to leave it like this for now. We know we have to improve this. I think this meets my bar for, like, this email right here would probably get at least 1 positive reply in 1,000 emails, right? Which isn't great, but it's enough that a business can start making some money. There's tons and tons of improvements we can make. Okay. So we're going to configure an AI. Let's actually use Claude. Okay. I want you to configure a Clagent prompt that will spin tax 70% of a given email body. Oh, I don't know why I spelled it weird. An email body. Let's see. So number 1, I want you to spin tax, provide alternatives. Why can I not spell today? Alternatives to spin tax for preference for words over phrases or sentences And I'll kind of explain this later if we have time, why I would do that. I want you to preserve specific word choices and meanings. There's something else I was forgetting. Provide at least 3 options for each spin taxing bracket. I'm just going to tell it to improve the deliverability of this email. Okay, so it should be able to do this. This is great. Perfect. This is exactly what we need. Okay. Why do we spin tax? Because it's kind of dumb, but the way that email deliverability works for now, at least, is like you need to, like, if you send the same message, the exact same message to like more than 100 people, you're going to get clapped by Google and Outlook. So I'm going to choose GPT-5 Mini. I'm going to make sure we have the right code here, and then I'm going to add a prompt. And it looks like crap, but that's okay. So I'm just going to speed run through here. I don't think it actually matters too much. So we're gonna do email 1 is the one we're spin taxing. Begin spin taxing now is probably unnecessary. Provide at least 3 alternatives. Aim for 70%, roughly 7 out of every 10 words. Do not spin tax company names, product names, brand names, blah blah blah. Do not spin tax numbers. That we should probably add numbers. Okay, it did. It's like, it's beautiful. It's honestly great. I'm just gonna make this spin taxed email 1, or final email 1 probably is a better. Okay, let's try it out. Any questions so far?
No.
All right, you must just be a pro now. Like, there's nothing left for you to learn.
Definitely.
You're a little biased because you see me work for a long time,
Yeah.
and so like some of this, like, you know, maybe we'll do a live session eventually where people can just ask us questions, because I'm 100% sure some of you have some questions. Beautiful. Okay, most many nearly. It's not that great. Nearly. Yeah, so that's messed up. Personal injury, firms, practices, offices, and then I probably want to like actually give it some instructions here, like, you must review your result to make sure it makes sense and fix it if necessary before outputting the final email, the final message. Let's see if that helps, because I immediately saw some problems there. I don't know why ChatGPT and Claude are so bad at spin taxing. It's really hard to dynamically spin tax, and we kind of did things backwards. I think it's going to be better to just edit email 1 with the spin taxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So my bad, guys. I'm not perfect. We're just going to pick spin taxing here, and we're just going to change the email 1 here, which is probably the best way to do things. So, whoopsie. Okay, so most, many, several, personal, PI, injury, personal injury. This is just dog. This is dog. Okay, I'm gonna do it manually.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna tell you it might not be.
I don't know why it's so
The
bad.
best.
It's so bad. Okay, most, many, a lot of the. Okay, personal injury. We're gonna spin tax this to PI. This is I need a better prompt. If any of you guys have a better prompt for spin taxing, let me know. The secret that I'll give out if you're watching this, is that Z.ai is what we use to spin text or emails. My engineer is going to be mad at me for giving out that secret sauce, but it's a Singaporean LLM that just give it the exact prompt that I use, like spin text 70% of this email, please, and focus on words instead of sentences. It will output a good result. I do have a couple prompts that have worked before. Firms around your size.
It's a good practice for beginners because you must do this to avoid being sent to spam and burning your emails.
Yeah. And it's important to also, like, if you're not on the inside of an industry, to ask your client to check your spin tags, because you may be removing like industry lingo. I'm not doing a lot of spin taxing. I'm just mostly doing this for an exercise. So I'm coming up with I'm coming up with synonyms for words, right? Somewhere between. I'm not going to change this. We help. We assist. I can't spin text without changing around the entire structure. We can do this again. We can do PI.
How much do you think you should change? Like
70%.
Oh wow.
We could come up with another case study here. Big Texas law. I'm pretend this is a real case study, okay, guys? Manage their full and have your client or you yourself read through this, ask your partners to QA this, because you never know what someone else is going to find. Law practice for free. For free is a spam word. For no cost. I think no cost even might be a spam word these days. No commitment. No obligation. We might say like indefinitely. Okay, you guys get the point. And so when you use a sequencer, it will parse that out. Okay. And so, yeah, that was really unfortunate. I think there might be some models like Gemini, like clearly it just doesn't understand what spin taxing does. And that's why I recommend Z.ai to do this. Okay. But yeah, that wasn't demos are never as smooth as I expect them to be, but I guess this is why we get paid to do this work. So what do we need to do? We were looking at the job openings for these businesses. I think, let me see. I don't want to like spend too many of the credits on this account. But I do want to run more of these to find like headcount growth and stuff like that. Actually, job openings is the big one that I would love to spend credits on. Let's see. Let's actually go here. Let's go to, why is the run column not there? Oh, because it's the stupid job openings waterfall. Okay, so if you want to run a specific amount, why is it being so weird? It's not. Okay, so usually when you click on, okay, I think it's just I have to click on this one. If you want to run only a certain amount of waterfall, you can't run it from here. You have to go to the first piece of the waterfall, okay? So then we go to run column, choose number to run. I'm gonna run 40, starting from row 10, just to get some more data and see what this looks like on average. Because I wanna see, okay, what is this dependent on? Okay, we gotta find the owner count. Okay, so where did we do that? It's been a week or so. Employee count. Where did we find the owner count from? I think it was over here. So we're just gonna run this on another. Let's see, run column. Choose number of rows to one. From 11, I think. Cool. So once we do this, we'll have the number of owners. And we're only going to run it if there's more than one owner, which is confusing because I don't know where Claude got the data that like that the offer should be for single owner practices or single lawyer practices, but very strange. Okay, that was my laundry machine going off. I hope nobody heard that.
I don't think they can hear it.
Okay. So one of the annoying things is that we're getting some bad data on these. Like, let's see, Clay is trying to go to, or Claygen, I should say, is trying to go to this page. And why is it not able to find a count of lawyers? Like, how bad has Claygen got? Like, what can it do this? It's my prompt. Never blame Claygen. It's probably my prompt. But like, it's clear that there's an our team page here. Like, what happened here? Why did it? But the scrape content, like, how did it return a single lawyer here? Paralegal, managing director, counsel. Maybe it doesn't understand that counsel is the same. Counsel, partner, partner, partner. Did I also tell it to find partners? I think I did.
Yeah, I think so.
I should tell it owner or partner, owner, lawyer, counsel, or partner's full name. I think that those are the same.
You just need one of them?
What?
You just need one of these
No,
people,
we're trying to add them all up. I want everybody.
Shouldn't you say and? Instead of owner or partner, owner and partner?
Owner or, okay, this is for each person, so it's iterating on each person.
Oh, okay.
Turn each lawyer, each owner, each role. I don't know if that's going to help. We'll see. Anyways, I think that we could sit here and spend like 5 hours like optimizing this prompt.
Sorry.
Okay, and so like we can just like discount the reds for now. I think that the prompt can be better oriented to be more specific to, like, there's probably even a better tool for this. Like, I would say that probably using like Spider or Zenrose or something would be much better for this task specifically. But I don't have the time to like get that in depth. Like, this is okay for now, right? For the reds, you might, like, what would you want to do if you're in a hurry? I would maybe just save them for later, develop a more intricate prompt. But I think it's kind of out of the scope of our little experiment here. So what have we found now? We found the number of owners at a lot of these. Or sorry, owners, lawyers, partners, blah, 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 blah. And then what we were doing is we're looking for the active job openings on, another 40 people just to see what we could find. Choose number of rows to find, starting from, run 40 rows starting from row 11. And what I'm trying to do is basically for the next episode, when we're going to create the final like AI generated email, well, we're halfway there, right? So what we want to do is, so let's create a prompt. Okay, so we're gonna go to Claude. So I have data for about 200 or so law firms. And for each of these law firms, I have their location. I have the number of lawyers, partners, owners, and counsels at each business. I have how much their business has grown in the last year. I have, let me just see what I'm missing. So I'm using Whisper to, their location, the number of lawyers, partners, and counsels at each business, how much their business has grown in the last year. What other data do we have? Well, there was something amazing that, oh yeah, they're case studies. Each business, no, they don't, we have case studies. we should use this as data. We should use the data of case studies. Let's see if we can like download. Let's just grab like this one, right? This is perfect here. Just gonna copy this. Okay, so I'm just gonna give context. We are Practice Panther. Here is a case study. Okay, I'm just gonna say attached. I have the data for about 200 or so law firms, personal injury law firms. Personal injury law firms. For each of these law firms, I have their location, number of lawyers, partners, how much their business has grown in the last year, if they are hiring, and for how many lawyers. What else are we looking for? Their page, like their web page, their company LinkedIn, individual LinkedIn pages. Based on all of this data, I want you to craft a short Josh Braun or Jed Marley style email. And okay. No, what we actually want it to do is generate a prompt. Okay. So using all the information I just gave you, I want you to create a prompt for Claygent that will take all these inputs and generate a unique email to this person and company. Did I get that right? I was trying to hold all that information in my brain here, but we could also just give this data framework copywriting straight to Claude and then also include the data points that we found, and it probably would do the same thing. But I just decided to like do it off the cuff. Okay, this is perfect. You are a B2B sales email copywriter specializing in Josh Braun and Jed Marlin's conversation starting methodology. Your task is to write a highly blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then in the next episode, since I do have to cut it here, we are going to generate this final email and see how AI measures up to my own structure that I kind of just came up with. Well, not totally on my own, but naturally. So, you know, giving you 2 ways to generate emails using Clay, and then you can make the choice which one you like better, or ideally you can test them both. And so yeah, that's Spintax emails versus having AI generate emails. Sometimes we even do both, but I will see you guys next time. Please drop any questions you have for me in the comments below. But other than that, all the information that we've generated so far in terms of like our notes and stuff should be finished. So we did research and prompting in Clay. We're going to do this stuff later. We finally generate our first email message. We will generate a LinkedIn message. We're going to do the spam checks and all that later, but that's it. Hopefully this gave you guys a good idea of what it's like to kind of do email copywriting on the fly. And yeah, check the resources below. Hopefully they're useful to you. See you guys next time.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.